We are live, buddy. You're on.
Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens, our host, Joe Shoup. Top of the morning to you. Where are we? December the 16th. Man, this month is going fast. But we're in 2015 already, so it doesn't matter. So hope you had a great day yesterday. I know I did. And we're going to have a great day today and a very, very exciting week. Glad to see everybody starting to chime in. Before we get started, I want to share just a few things with you. Won't take long. I want you to think about some things. I'm going to read a couple of things to you, and I want you to be thinking about it, because what we're doing now and what we're doing going into the new year, it's all about thinking as well, and you have to have that thinking in the proper order. And one of the things that you need to think about is that the important thing is not being afraid to take a chance. Remember, the greatest failure is to not try. So what does that mean? Once you find something you love to do, be the best at doing it. And that's how I feel about what we're doing. We feel like we're the best, and I'm excited about doing it, and I just don't believe in failing. Here's something else to think about. These are just some things that kind of came on my heart that I wanted to share with you as we get the day started. Winners, for example. Winners in life think constantly in terms of I can. They also think in terms of I will. They also think in terms of I am. But losers, on the other hand, concentrate their waking thoughts on what they should have or would have done or what they can't do. That, woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, that's not us. That's not us. That's not this Breakfast Club family. That's not this Carrot Box family that we have here. Now think about this. There's no royal flowers strewn path to success. And if there is, guess what? I have not found it. For if I have accomplished, anything in life, it is because I have been willing to, what Joe talks about, W-O-R-K. Work. That's why I have accomplishments, and that's why I found things, because of W-O-R-K, work. That's all it takes is work. And finally, let me say this. Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. You always hear me say thoughts are things. Thoughts are words and pictures. And as powerful as that is, when mixed with definiteness of purpose, which we have, and a burning desire, remember, dreams, desire, determination. Think about that. Guess what it can be translated into? Riches. And what does riches mean? Rich means residual income creates happiness. So take that, stir it in your pot, and let's get going. Good morning, Joe. How are you?
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, good morning. Turn my camera on and see if that did anything. There we go. Trying to decide if I'm going to cut my hair for Christmas. I'm not sure. This is the only time I really get to see it. So anyway, good morning. Welcome. I'm pretty excited about last night. I have a question for, let's say, I don't know, somebody on this chat box here. My question to you is, let's say, Gloria. Can you see people typing over there that says good morning, and so on? Will you type in that box and tell me if you can see that? We're testing something. Anybody, if anybody would just type in, say hello or say something. I don't see any chats there. Do you guys see anybody?
No, they're private.
I know, but does you see anybody? Okay, there it goes. Can't see you, Joe. Okay, I don't know why. See, how about that? How about now? Okay, you can't see the chat going on there, right, Gloria? My chat is blank. Okay, so we know how that functions now. Okay, we can see what you're typing. It's just that nobody else can. Here's why we're doing that. We have the option to make it private because we don't want people chatting back and forth. The other day we had some conversations going on which we don't want going on. This is a private, channel, and there's no reason to talk back and forth. I see the bicycle picture only. Isn't that funny? I wonder what that is. As soon as I turned that camera on, Victor, you can see me, right? Or do you see the bike?
The bike.
Yeah.
The bike.
Yeah, well, that's because I hit the camera. I'm not going to worry about it. If it comes back on, it comes back on. I can't do anything about it. I turned it back on. So apparently admin...
It was a delay. Now we see you.
Okay, good. That's fine. All right, now let me read a couple of things as well. So first of all, good morning. Congratulations to those attending the class. We are on now what will be the advanced class starting on Wednesday. If you haven't attended the foundational, you cannot get in the advanced class. That's number one. If by chance, between now and Wednesday, actually by tomorrow, if you want to take the foundational class, you're going to need to email me. And I never did this before. I'll make it available so you can get into the advanced class, but you have to go to the first two classes. So once again, send me an email at jpshoop@earthlink.net. I will make arrangements for you to get to see the foundational class. I hopefully we'll do it for a handful of people, and I can't scatter it around all day. It's going to be a certain time, and I don't know what time until somebody says, I want to be in that foundational class. So because it's the holiday, this is what we're doing. So I'm making it available. So if you want to be in that advanced class, which is what Mark will tell you, this is where it really begins. The foundational class is education. It's learning what the scripts are about, and now in the advanced class, it's about putting them into practice. And this is really where you get the work done. This is where you get it done. So, that being said, let me tell you what happened last night. Last night was the final night of the foundational class. So what we do in that class is we ask people to tell us what's different now that you've gone through the first two classes. So let me summarize it. Ronnie summarized the whole thing after listening to everyone. This is what, and I believe this is the second time Ronnie's been through here. So let me read to you what she heard everyone say. Different people said different things, but if you put it all together, this is what they all said. I asked the question, what is different for you now? Here's what they said. I'm now empowered. I have better focus. I have confidence. I have a roadmap now. I know where to go. I am self-assured, and now I'm motivated to move on and to really build my business. I know now who I am, and I'm a business owner. So that is what everyone got out of that class. That was what she kind of put together and said, this is what I just heard from everybody. So I want to tell you something. Mark said, we're getting ready for the new year. For me and Mark, we're in the new year. I mean, we're in the new year now. We are planning, and that's what it takes. It takes a plan to move forward. If you've never done anything or felt like you never accomplished anything in networking, didn't get to the income you wanted to get to, it's time right now before the holidays to start planning that. And here's the first plan. This is what we do. We'll tell you the process, what is here, what is coming. We are days away from a launch of something very special. But it starts with your clear, concise mental picture of the thing you want to attain. So between now and through the holidays, you should be thinking about, what is this clear mental picture that I'm writing down that I want to achieve? And really, you should always think of it. I mean, there's many things that you want to achieve, but the one that you're going to get is the one that has an emotional attachment to it. We've talked about this. Just wanting to make money is not good enough. Wanting to pay off a debt really isn't good enough. Nobody likes debt. It's a negative thing as opposed to a positive thing. But maybe wanting that new Lexus that you've always wanted. It's always been a dream of yours to have a Lexus in your driveway. That's emotional. Or maybe you wanted your kid to go to college and you didn't really have the money and you're trying to save that money for that kid's education. That's emotional. Or maybe it's because, you know, you have a child, a nephew, a grandchild with a disability that you want to help. Maybe it's time, you know, to think about the things that are emotional in your lifetime. What is it that you're trying to achieve? So it starts with that clear, concise mental picture, and it needs to be written down. You need to think about it. But then with your business, it starts, again, with a plan. What is my plan? Let me tell you our plan. Let me tell you how this goes. And then I want to talk about the holiday coming up and what the people went through in the last week with this class and why that was important this time of year. I forget the first part I said. What was the first part I said I was going to say just now, as opposed to the Christmas, the holiday?
Talking about the plan.
Yeah, the plan. Okay, our plan. Here we go. This is what your plan should look like. First of all, we have the presentation that Mark and I believe will change everything for you. I know it's changing for us. It's a presentation, as you've seen, if you've been here in the last month, you saw examples of it. And that business plan presentation is exactly that. It's about business. It is about getting your financial house in order and how to do it. So when one asks, what is it that you do? We teach people how to have a successful business from home. The back end of that, I used to say we teach people how to set up free gold savings accounts. I now say we teach people how to get their financial house in order. And Frank, is everything really good in your home financially? They're the kinds of things that you want to discuss with people. That's what the presentation is going to bring to them. It's going to hit home that the baby boomers, the millennials, Generation X, they're all going to be in the same position if they don't change something. It's been happening for a long, long time. And there are companies out there that are trying to change that. A.O. Williams, Primerica, which is the foundation for Mark and I for this presentation. That's what we taught. How to get your financial house in order. How to do that. And we don't have all of the products to help people, but we have the knowledge to guide them to get their financial house in order. And that's what the presentation shows. It shows them how to restructure their financial house and get a better value. That's the name of the money game. Find a pile of money, getting a low rate of return, or losing its value, teach people how to move it, and give them a better value. That's what we get paid for. Building successful businesses that can teach people how to get their financial house in order. I don't know of one other thing, Mark, one other company, one other project that could help people more. Teaching them how to buy gold, what do I do with it, you know, is the back end of that question. It's fine that you're learning how to accumulate gold, but what do you do with it? I hear so many people in this company saying, I can't do it. I don't have the money to buy the gold. And then we say, yeah, well, give up this, give up that, and go do it. There's no real plan for them. If they see this business presentation, they will see how to change that. Yes, we can find money without giving up the weekend with, you know, that you normally spend with your family at the movies or wherever you go to dinner. You can do that. You can just restructure some other things and free up some money and buy some gold. We all know that we've got to fix our houses. We have to back our future up with precious metals. So our plan is, first of all, when you set up your Carrot Bar business, that should take 24 hours. That's it. Everything you need to do could be done in 24 hours. That's just getting it physically set up with all your paperwork. And this is what the manual that we've created now is going to show you. The second part is to get a marketing plan in place, meaning that you automatically talk to people on a regular basis. You're connecting and communicating. So there are 2 steps that need to be done. Get your Carrot Bar business together, and then go get a marketing plan together. We have chosen Tools Rock to do that. And so the manual explains why you need to do that. The importance of that marketing plan. Who do you market to? It's explained in that manual that there are 2 tasks or two areas of concern when marketing. One is people that you know. So we teach you in the beginning why the industry has always said, go after your friends and family. We say, don't go after them for recruits because they're not joining you anyway. Let them make that decision on their own. What you do is you announce your business to them. There is a big difference between announcing your business and marketing your business. 2 different things. Announcing your business is for everyone you know, people that you are acquainted with, and your family and friends. So that is task number 1, is you should get that together in your marketing plan, set up a campaign where you send them information announcing that you now have a business, you're in business, and if they ever need your services, to contact you. You're not talking to them about joining your business. Number 2 is the marketing part of it. For the recruiting, let's call it. The building of your business is not through family and friends when you talk about expanding. The family and friends are there to purchase product or service from you. Now, most of you probably don't have any more, most of you, maybe 10 customers on the books. I know there are people that have 20 and 30 that just buying gold. That's fine. But if you're focusing on running out, trying to get everybody to change their cash for gold, you're not going to make much money. Because you're only going to find them at the most. I mean, the most I've ever had was probably 20, 25. That doesn't make for a business. Imagine once a month I had 25 customers where I'm making maybe $10 a piece. That doesn't cut it. Now, you have to logically look at that. You have to really think about that. So spend most of your time in the marketing end, which means you're going to go find people who want to manage a business from home. But I'll tell you something, you better be prepared, which is what this class does. It teaches you, it prepares you to find the interested parties, saying the right things, moving them along in the right patterns. So the marketing end, let me go back. The announcing you can do 2 ways. We explain this in the manual. One is that you can do it manually. You can make lists of people and you can put them in a database, and every week you send them something and tell them that you're in business and here's what we're doing. Asking them maybe to buy your product or be a customer. Now, you want to do that manually, it's a heck of a task. I promise you. I don't know anybody that keeps that up on a regular basis for even 3 months, let alone a year or indefinitely, because it takes work and it takes a lot of organization, good record keeping, and people don't respond and they quit. They quit sending things to them. JCPenney's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Walmart sends me an email every day. I don't go there because I see the ad and I see something I want. I shop at those places because they keep their name in front of me. If I need something, I think about them. That's what announcing your business does. So you, with your family and friends, you announce your business. Now, again, manually, which I don't recommend, What I recommend is that you join ToolsRock and you do it automatically. You learn how to put that database in a contact manager, and you send out letters on a regular basis, which, by the way, are already created for you. If you do it manually, you're going to have to create the letters. And we are redoing those letters in ToolsRock. Mark and I are working on these together with some other people, and we're rewriting them, because a lot of those are geared to networking, which we didn't create. So we're recreating them. It's another task we're going to be involved in the next month or so. So marketing, now you get that in order. So that should take you probably, first thing we tell people is when they register is we want them to have a marketing system. We recommend ToolsRock, let's go. So they go to that. Then we teach them how to get the family and friends set up, get that out of the way, get all the notices going, and let it go indefinitely until they unsubscribe. Number two, get the marketing in place. And again, automatically get, now where the next part is, where do I get the people? You can buy leads from ToolsRock or other sources. We all have different places where we get leads. And what does that mean? It means you get the name, address, phone number, and email address, and date and time stamped to put those into an automatic contact manager where they get those notices on a regular basis, and you're talking to them about joining your business. Now, we don't use that terminology. Our new campaign that we will be starting no later than January, the first week of January, it'll be, actually, we'll see the mock-up of it today, will simply say, we'll send them a note when they actually click on the link that says, first of all, the note says, we'd like to speak with you about managing a business from home with our company. Call us at this number. In the meantime, you can go to our company overview and we'll discuss the possibilities. They'll click on the overview, they'll get the presentation that's recorded, and it'll be available in ToolsRock. And at that point, they will see that presentation. And at the end, it'll tell them, as I tell them in that presentation at the end, to contact a director or the person who introduced them here. And the final written words below that video will say, one of our directors will get back to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. In the meantime, to expedite the process, you may contact the local representative in your area listed below. And your name, if you belong to ToolsRock, will be at the bottom of that presentation. They'll be able to see. They'll be on every page. They'll be able to see who you are. The front page of it is a business presentation picture that shows a meeting going on, and in there it says, our company, or on that contact page or that capture page, that's the first page they will see. It will say, our company is under a major expansion. We're looking for people who are honest, ambitious, and work well with others. Fill out the information below, go to our company overview, and we'll discuss the possibilities. Or I don't know if the end is that, we're going to adjust that, but that's what it's going to say. And that's what's going to have them curious enough to click on. Those who are looking to manage a business from home are going to click it on, see the presentation, and who knows who's going to follow up. We don't know the percentages yet, but that's what we are committed to. We're not committed to telling people to make millions, save gold, and so on. What we're looking for are business people. And we will be sending that announcement out. Now, that's when you set up your marketing campaign, that's the part that we want them to see. So that can be done many ways. You can just send it out to your database, put it in the contact manager. You can do voice broadcasting, which is the third part of our program, which we will be doing. If you can afford to do that, it costs money to get that set up. But we have a very, very, very unique system we created for you and your team to take advantage of and build your team. When you use the system we've created, you will be able to, if you and 3 people, 5, 8, 10 people participated in the voice broadcasting, when you bring a person in, everybody would get that person. I'm not going to explain that today. You should know that, how that works, since it's a dual system. So we'll talk about that at another time. The next part of it is the person fills it out, and now you have to contact them. This is where the real work begins. This is where the personal work begins. Everything else has been automatic. So now it's personal. You must make the phone call. For those of you who are afraid to do that, you need to get in the class to get confident. You saw what Ronnie and the rest of the people put down. I now have the confidence. I have the focus. If you're looking for a what do they call that, Mark? An answering service of some sort to do this for you, you can forget it. I don't know anybody in 22 years that ever used one of those services that were successful. You know why? There's no attachment for the person on the other end. They don't care if they get the person or not. They don't say the right things. They don't even know what they're talking about when it talks about our company. It's okay if you call into a service like that when you're ordering something from TV, but not for your personal business. You got to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to talk. You have to learn how to pick up the phone and say, "Hi, Frank, it's Joe Shoup giving you a quick call here from Arizona. How are you? And the reason I called you is this. You looked at some information. I want to speak to you about managing a business from home with my company. Do you have some time now, or do we need to reschedule when it's more convenient for both of us?" And then the interview begins. The interview begins. And you have to know how to interview. The person doing that interview has to know that what their job is to get just enough information from that prospect to move them over to a director. Find out if we really have an interested party so we don't waste the director's time. 5 minutes at the most on that call to make that decision whether you're moving them to a director. And that director better be prepared to do it right. To spend maybe 5 minutes with them, helping them get over to registration and get them into training. Talking about everything under the sun and yesterday's news will not get those people excited. What they want to know is, am I following a leader? Does Mark Stevens know how to guide me down that path? That's what they're going to ask in their own minds. And that's the process that has to take place. Then the task begins on, what do I do with that person when they get here? Well, we just explained it. Here's what they do. They do what you just did. They join Tools Rock. They join Tools Rock, which gives them the training room that shows them how to get their Carrot Bar business set up. It shows them how to get their marketing plan. It gives them a checklist to go through to complete their tasks, and it also gives them a manual to show them from A to Z how to build the business. Now, I don't know, Mark, you can comment on this, please, of anybody, any other group or company taking them through those processes where the new person, and that's the key, because you don't have a new person until that person gets a new person. You don't have a recruit till they get a recruit. That's in plain words. That recruit that you have, you better not be spending 3 hours a day or a week even teaching them all about Carrot Bars, back offices, how to sign up, how to do this and do that. We've created the system where you can say, now that you're in the system, I need you to get the training. First of all, go over your tasks, get into your manual. At the end of the manual, there's a sheet that they must sign to get back to you telling you they read the manual. So you don't spend the next 24 to 48 hours helping and teaching them. The tools are there to do that. You get back with them, maybe check in with them, asking them how they're doing, and maybe helping them if they need some help. But don't spend 2 hours teaching them how to do KYCs. You move that person along, and guess what you do in the meantime? You go find another person. That's where you have to spend 90% of your time. Don't feel excited because you got a person. I'll tell you when you get excited, when that person gets a person. When they understand they're building a business and that they have to find people who are interested in managing a business from home, and they go find somebody, that's when you should be excited. At least start to be excited. Otherwise, you spend your time on your phone in your emails, in your marketing system, your marketing tools, you go find more people and more people. Why? Because you have to teach them to do the same thing. That's how our customers arrive in our sales volume. They buy, they get set up, they purchase on a regular basis, and they teach others to do the same. And you know what? They find a handful of their friends and family who buy gold as well, which adds to your sales volume. I mean, it all makes sense, Mark. But it's all laid out now. We've done that for the people. After you, I want to spend 5 minutes on the holiday language that people need to do.
Okay, Joe, you know, there's another little nugget here, too, that I think everybody needs to think about. You know, when we talk about team, and that means together everyone achieves more, you know how to, you're going to have to understand how to build properly. And guess what? If you got somebody that's working and you're following the system, remember, we built a system where recruiting never stops. And when you're bringing people in, if you know how to place them properly down in below the people that are working, everybody benefits from that. It's amazing. Nobody really thinks of that too much at all. And nobody's mind is on that. But what we're going to be doing, and with our broadcast campaign, that's what we're going to be doing too. And you're going to benefit so much. And if you follow the system that we put in place, that's why I keep telling you that 2015. But starting now, your business is going to grow exponentially, providing that you work and that you do it properly. So the deal is that everybody can benefit from, everybody on your team can benefit from what you do if you're willing to do the things that we teach you. I'll leave it at that, Joe.
All right, I'm going to answer Gloria a little bit. Let me see at the first one. What link do I use to send someone the recording of the webinar? Do you mean this webinar today, Gloria? If you mean today, if you've registered, the company sends you a link. In fact, I think you just have to go to youtube.com, go to Joe Shoop, type in search Joe Shoop, and wait about a half hour after this call. It doesn't go up for about a half hour. And you're going to, you can always go to youtube.com. In the search bar, type in Joe Shoop. When you get to that area, show you a lot of Joe Shoops. I'm the one on that bicycle. Click it on, and then click on videos underneath of my name, Joseph Shoop, and then when the videos, you'll see the ones that are available. Okay, so that's how you get that. But the truth is, after the call today, the system is set up that they send you a link for the replay. Okay, so you really don't have to do what I just said. You just have to wait for the replay. It'll come. Let me read the next question you had. Okay, this was Cindy's, not Gloria's, Cindy's. Okay, this is a really good question. How does the director get them signed up so that the director in training still gets the credit? Well, the director doesn't sign them up, Cindy. The director just guides the person to get registered. When that director hangs up and says, here's what I want you to do. Let's assume you and I are on the call. I'm the director. And I say, Cindy, and I have Frank on the line. I say, Frank, here's what I want you to do. I want you to get registered with the company. Cindy's going to help you do that. Cindy, I want you to get Frank registered. I want you to get him into the training. Make sure he gets over to Tools Rock. Make sure that. And I'm guiding you now to get them, to get them registered. Then I go back and ask Frank, does he have any questions? But it is your job when I hang up. I'm not going to get them direct. I'm not going to take them anywhere. You are going to do that. It's your person. You do that. So that's how you make sure. You're welcome, Gloria. Any other questions there, Mark? I want to say one more thing before we go. A drip campaign. Yes, Ken, thanks. That's a really good word. I want to thank you. Ken says use a drip campaign. That's what we were talking about, automatically sending people and dripping things on them. Dripping letters. You know what? Don't be putting letters in here begging people to join you. Shirley. Send me an email, Shirley. When you guys come in, try to put, I know it only asks for your first name, but please put your full name in. I don't know who, there's a couple of Shirleys here, I don't know. Wiggle the camera to get me back. I clicked it on and off. That's why I came back. It wasn't timing. It was I clicked it on and off. Okay, so good. We're good there. Here's what I wanted to tell you. I want to tell you, you're coming up on the holiday. You're obviously in the holiday. Some of you are going to parties now. Be very careful about what you say about your business in this time of year, or any time for that matter. Let me give you an example. Let's just say, I'll give you one example. You're at the supermarket. You run into somebody. You don't want to recruit there. You don't want to give them the impression you're looking for them. You don't want to ask them questions about, telling them you have something for them. It's always suspicious when you do that. That's an old school tactic. It doesn't work to tell people. Look, let me tell you two things. One, if you're using a list of people and you want to talk to these people, you're giving them a call and you want to ask them, let's assume it's a list of people from other companies. I happen to have lists of names from people from almost every company out there. If I want to call them and I know they're still working with Melaleuca, I would say, if I can show you how to, incorporate another plan that won't affect what you're currently doing, would you be interested? Now, I don't do this, okay? I don't go after those people like that, but you could. I know there's people out there that teach that, and they go after them, and if it's not going to interfere with what you're currently doing, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to do it? Now, I wouldn't do that in a supermarket. If you're going to do that with lists and people that are in other companies, great. That language is fine. That tells them you're recruiting, you're looking for them. But in a supermarket or along the way, you run into somebody, you get into a conversation, you don't want to sit there and have them thinking you're trying to recruit them. They run away from you. You know why? Because they think you want something from them. So stop doing that. It doesn't work. Here's how you do it. If you run into somebody outside the supermarket, in the line, or wherever, and you get into a conversation, you say, hey, do you live in the area? I do. Hey, I'm kind of new to the area. Or I live in here as well. Our company's under a major expansion. We are looking for people who are honest and ambitious. Who do you know that might be interested in a career change for the right money? That's the direction you go. Not, I'm looking for you. You might ask them if they know someone. And guess what they're going to say if they have any interest at all? They're going to let you know that they want you to talk to them about it. They're going to say, well, what is your company? What do you do? That's the door opener. That's how you get the door open, by asking them, do they know someone else? It's always, our company is under an expansion. I'm kind of the rep for this area, and I'm looking for some people who are honest and ambitious and maybe work well with others. Who do you know that might be interested in a career change for the right money? That's all you need to know. There's nothing more. That's an elevator talk. I mean, all the stuff they tell you in an elevator, find out what they're doing and bond with them. Look, it doesn't work. I've been here 22 years. I can tell you it doesn't work. What works is to ask them if they know, or who do you know that would be interested in a career change for the right money. If they say nobody, the conversation's over. If they say, tell me a little bit about your company, what would you tell them? And this is what we're going to be covering this week. What would you really say? You would say the same thing we've been teaching you: the name of the company, how long they've been around, how many countries they're in, what they do, and what we're looking for. Because what the company does and what we do are different. Company is in the e-commerce field, much like Amazon, dealing with precious metals. Is that what we're in? I mean, honestly, ask yourself that question. Is that what we're in? The answer is no. McDonald's corporate is different than a McDonald's location. That manager doesn't do what corporate does. The JCPenney store doesn't do what JCPenney's corporate does. They're different. They're two different things. So what you do and what the company does, and what you do is you look for people who are interested in managing a business from home. Company's not doing that. They're providing the opportunity for you to do that. So when you're talking to people, you're looking to expand the company in this area, and we're looking really for some good people who are honest and ambitious. Who do you know? You don't say, do you know somebody? That's totally improper sales and marketing technique. You don't do that. You don't say, do you know? You ask, who do you know that would be interested in a career change for the right money? Well, I don't know. I have one. If I knew a little bit about it, say, great. I don't have time right now to explain it all. But the name of the company is Karatbars International. We're in 120 countries worldwide. The company is in the e-commerce field, much like Amazon. But what we're really looking for are people who are honest, who want to manage a business from home. So here's what I'd like to do. Let me give you my address. Let me give you my email. And you can contact me here, and we can discuss the possibilities. What is your email address, Mary? You put your head down. You don't say a word. You just put your head down with your pen and paper, and you just keep your head down here like this until they give it to you. 99% of the time, they're going to throw it at you. And then you can start communicating and then possibly connecting. That's the technique. You don't tell them about your business. You don't tell them you're looking for them. You don't say, I have an opportunity for you, if I could show you, and would you be... No, they don't even know you. Why would they even respond to that? Okay. The same thing applies to going to these parties and holiday things with your family and friends. Don't sit there and try to tell them enough to entice them to want to join you. They're not doing it anyway. They ask you about your business, you go about it the same way. Say, yeah, I've been working with the company a few months now, and you know what? The company is under a really big expansion. They're looking for a lot of people, or they're looking for some key people who are honest and ambitious. You know what, Mayor? How's your dress shop going anyway? Get away from talking about you. You can always call them later. First of all, they're supposed to be in your contact manager. They should know about it anyway. Well, how's that going for you? Oh, it's going great. Yeah, it's going great. We're expanding the company really well. It's one of my jobs. Hey, by the way, how's that plumbing job going with you're doing? How's the kids doing over at college? How's the neighborhood? Get away from your conversation so you don't get trapped in something you wish you didn't do. Learn how to do that effectively. It's a technique. So that's it for me, Mark. I wanted to bring that up, and I don't know, does that make sense to you?
Makes a lot of sense to me. You know why? Because it works. Because it works. That's to me, that's the fun of it. That's fun, and you have fun with it. I mean, it's you have to learn how to be a communicator, and therefore you become a connector. The proper communications allows you to become a connector. And that's how you connect with people, and that's how you connect in with your business, and that's how you're going to grow your business. I mean, we put the last 9 months we put a whole system in.
I try to play a game when I'm in crowds like that. I try to see who can get who to talk the most.
Yeah.
And that's why you stay in control. You ask questions. That's what you do. That's how you stay in control. And I went to a party the other night, and I can't tell you, I sat with somebody who's, I got him to talk all night long, asking him questions about his life, his farm, his places in Ontario, and I, when they asked me, I answered a few things, and then, in fact, they asked me what I did. They asked me what I did. They see me around. What are you doing? I told them, I do. They said, well, you're in the house all the time. We see it. And I said, yeah, well, I teach people how to manage a successful business from home. Hey, how long did it take you guys to get down here from Ontario anyway? I'm not going to sit there at a party with food and sit there and have somebody, but to me, try to tell people about my business. It's ridiculous. Seriously. I got time to go talk to them if I want to. Stay in control. Ask questions. So that's what I do. I play a game. I see how many questions can I come up with to keep them talking. Yeah. Keep that in mind. It's a good tactic.
Yeah. Talking right in and getting in touch with you because you make them curious.
Yeah.
You make them curious. Like all Curious right. George.
Any final comments up here we want to address, and then I guess we should close out, Mark.
No, I don't see any more. So, okay. Well, I don't see any more questions and everything. So, everyone, peace and blessings to you. Go out and make it a great day. Change your life. Change your career. Change the city. Change the state. Change the country. Most of all, let's pull together and change this world. Let's get the stress off of it. Let's help them obtain financial freedom. Let's show them how to have a successful business from home, which will help them obtain that financial freedom. Then they'll have the time freedom. Like I say, money buys you the time to do the things you really want to do. It's a tool. Now, this is what I want to leave you with. There's a difference in being broke and being poor. Being broke is a temporary economic condition, which means what? You can change it. But the other thing, being poor, is a disabling of the mind and a distressed condition of the spirit. So guess what? We must all vow never ever to be poor again. And poor simply means this: passing over opportunities repeatedly. We have the opportunity of the century. We have the opportunity of the world. We have the opportunity to change all of these things that ail people. Are you in? Are you willing to work? So peace and blessings to you. We love you all. Make it a great day. Go out and help somebody today. And we will be back here tomorrow on the Breakfast Club. So this is Mark Stevens, where I host Joe Shue, saying peace and blessings, everybody. Go out and make it a great day.